Lifestyle, child of God. How y'all doing today? Beautiful, beautiful day today. It's going to be in the 80s. Finally, it's just been cold. It's supposed to be summertime, and it's been cold. At least I think so. I'm wearing my damn jacket out here. But yeah, hello everyone. Lifestyle here, child of God. Can't believe I still say that with all the struggles I got going on. As you can look at the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about Israel and Palestine, and pretty much talking about. I like your car. Yes, sir. What's that, S series? Yeah. The S is pretty much an AMG without the well, actually the S series pretty much is an AMG, just doesn't have the I don't think it has the engine.
Honestly, so I use it for chauffeur. I don't even know all the
Dude, your
car
S class
details.
has massage seats. It's
Oh
got
yeah, no, I know that. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because everything that's in the S class is in an AMG, I think except for the motor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
they use like performance aspect. Yeah,
Once you go Benz, you don't go back. Um Today we're gonna be talking about Israel and Palestine and specifically about the attacks. We've already had two attacks here on American soil. We've had two attacks here on American soil. Let's see what it says. On American soil, we already had two attacks here on American soil. The first attack was at a Jewish museum, and a young man and a young lady who were about to get married or they were engaged, um, they were slaughtered and they were taken out by a man. I'm not sure where he was from. I didn't do my research that far. But this man shot them in cold blood. This man shot these Jewish couple, engaged Jewish couple, in cold blood, and then said, "Free Palestine" afterwards, right? And then we had another attack recently, as you all know, in Boulder, where there was a gentleman doing Molotov cocktails, and he injured like 9 to 10 people or something like that. Here's the thing. You know, when it comes to my Islamic brothers and sisters from the eastern part of the world in the Middle East, I support you. I love you. Through Allah, I want so much for you. I want freedom to your lands. Free Palestine. You know, free Iran. Free Iraq. Free Saudi Arabia, Syria. Free all those nations from oppression and especially religious oppression, right? We want to follow the Most High statutes and principles, but some of these things are oppressive, right? And the reason why we're seeing so many attacks on American soil right now when it comes to um, the Free Palestine movement is because the United States, through the military industrial complex, has been financing and sending over war materials to continue the onslaught in Palestine, to continue the onslaught in all the other neighboring countries that we go to battle with, right? Even in Ukraine. Ukraine is only able to do certain things because the United States is fueling them with military supplies. And you think these other countries don't know that? They're very well aware of that, right? But that's why we're seeing attacks on our country. Although it's not happening to traditional American citizens, it's happening to Jewish people. Um, Don't bring that. Don't bring your mess on our lands. Now, what I'm saying is this. Yes, our politicians, our military industrial complex is supporting these other countries. That's a discussion we can have one day, Essie. I know who the real Jews are, but I'm not going to tell y'all who they are. And it's not the Hebrew Israelites that everybody's been talking about. I'm not telling you who the real Jewish people are because once you find out, I don't want you messing with them. I don't want you attacking them. I don't want you touching them. And actually, they're the only, not only nationality, but the only country that has yet to be conquered. Okay? Don't mess with those people. But I'm not even going to tell you who the real Jews are, right? I'm not telling you. But we're seeing this war come to American soils because Americans, even though Americans aren't in support of our politicians and our military industrial complex supporting Ukraine or supporting Israel in the onslaught and in the ethnogenesis of those countries. No, no, no. We don't support that. Us citizens in America, we don't support that. The majority of the citizens, we don't support that. Free those lands, beloved. Free Palestine, free Israel, free Syria, free Iran, free Iraq, free Saudi Arabia, free Qatar, free Turkey. You know, those people need to be free. They need to be free. But it's coming here to America. And although it's not hurting actual Americans, it's hurting the Jewish folks. They're bringing this war to America, and it's primarily because we're supporting the onslaught through military weapons. They're buying it from our country, these military weapons that are slaughtering thousands in these other countries. But us American citizens, we don't support that. You know what I'm saying? I want those other countries to know that us American citizens at a micro level, we don't support that. And we try our darndest to not elect fools that are going to continue um, supporting the efforts of Ukraine or Russia by fueling and giving away the the arsenal that continues to onslaught, right? To destroy these other countries. And it's always innocent people that get hurt. You know, it's not the people that are in power that are trying to keep power that we're destroying. It's people that are innocent that get killed or get destroyed. It's it's these people. It's these people, dog. It's these people. And we got to, as United States citizens, we gotta vote better, man. Because don't bring y'all fight to American soil. Here's the reason why. We have enough battles in America that that we're already dealing with. And see, this is the problem with a lot of folks that come from the international community. Y'all think that y'all have it so good here in America, but us Americans, whether you're Black American, White American, or Spanish American, Indian American, we've been fighting, we've been combating our own government, right? Maybe not through war, but we've been combating our own government through policies, through avocation, through protesting. We're constantly, our history is constantly a battle of getting things right, of getting things in order, of us standing up, you know what I mean, to governmental powers because our Constitution says to do so, right? Our Constitution in America says to stand up to these powers. Our Constitution tells us don't let the government gain too much control, right? That's what our Constitution says. And so I want you other countries to know that we don't support. I know I don't support, but I think frankly, when I get to talking to people, we don't support the onslaught of Palestinian people. Those are good people. I know a lot of people from Palestine. I don't want to see your family members um, be killed. A lot of these people are innocent. A lot of these people are innocent. We don't want the death of them. Um, you know, I don't want Iran not to have nuclear power. Who are we to tell a country that they can't have nuclear weapons? And every other country has nuclear weapons. Like, who are we? We're bullies. No matter what country that it is that doesn't want that for Iran, right? But nuclear resources can help their country build and modernize their country, right? So there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance. And we have to get over ourselves in the world. We can't keep trying to tell one country you can do this, but allow another country to do that. Who the hell are you, um, whatever country you are, to tell any other country, big or small, what they can or cannot do? Now, we do have to protect ourselves, right? We do got to protect ourselves, right? Because people are tyrannical. That's true. But it's too much control. It's too much control. And this war is coming over here to America. And the reason why it's coming over here to America is because we're at the top levels of our government and the top levels of our corporation and the military industrial complex. We're supporting and funding this war. We are Israel's main ally, and we're helping Ukraine through the use of the Biden administration. We're helping Ukraine do things like Russia's Pearl Harbor. Ukraine planned that for a year. You know what I mean? Based off of the statistics, and they didn't do that by themselves, bro. Like, it's clear and evident that they did not do that on their own. They had help, and the only type of help that Ukraine could have gotten is from the intelligent agencies in Israel, in France, in America. These big intelligence agencies helped. Where did y'all get these drones from that bombed Russian planes? Where did you get the drones from? Where did you get those drones from? You didn't get them from China. Probably got them from America. You probably got them from one of the NATO countries. It's possible. We're not asking a lot of the right questions. And us as the citizens of this globe, we need to just be holding our leaders accountable. We don't necessarily have to revolt, right? But we got to hold people accountable in our countries, our leadership, our corporations. It's time to pull the plug on their financial resources that they may listen to the people. Because if we don't fund it, it can't be supported. That's powernomics, but that's also war. If you stop a country from having enough money to keep fueling war, then it can't fuel war. Why do you think Ukraine kept coming to America to get money so they can keep continuing to fuel a war that most people in the world don't support, right? Putin warned us. Putin and Russia, whether the Russian citizens agree or not, they don't want globalization. And they told NATO, they warned NATO for many and many of years, don't come across that line. And Ukraine can't be part of NATO because it's just too close to Russia. You know what I mean? Little by little, you just keep increasing your territory until you conquer us, until we end up going to war. And so Russia, I wouldn't call them bullies, but they're not ones to be taking any nonsense, right? They're not going to get bullied, right? They're going to stand up, right? And Russia's known to stand up against the United States. They're not scared of the United States. Um, but the Palestinian Israeli war is hitting our shores in America. It's hitting the lands of America, and we're possibly going to see more terroristic incidents in America. As sad as it is to say, we're possibly going to see more terroristic incidents in America. And the reason why is because we're fueling this war through our military industrial complex. We're fueling this war through our military industrial complex, meaning that we're selling at the highest bidder, by the way, we're selling military devices, bombs, missiles, um, things that shoot the bombs and missiles, right? Drones, et cetera, whatever these other countries are willing to buy, they buy it from us. We are the top when it comes to military tools. We're the top dog, okay? And that's why it's hitting American shores. Now, these Palestinians, and I don't even know if they're Palestinians that have committed these terrorist acts on American soil, but they keep saying free Palestine, right? These Israelis, Palestinians and Israelis, don't bring y'all mess on American lands. Don't bring your mess onto American lands. Look, us as citizens in America, like I said before, we go to battle with our governmental powers and our corporative powers here. That's why people love America, because American citizens go to battle against our government. We got a constitution that calls for it. American citizens, we go to battle against the corporations because our constitution calls for it, right? And y'all live in a lot of countries that are tyrannical. You know, y'all pretty much elect one person and this person pretty much stays in power for forever, right? But that's part of the reason why you got to get your countries together. And it starts with your leadership. And it starts with y'all cooperating with each other and sitting down and having a discussion about how you want to run your countries. Include the women in this conversation. You see, MBS out of Saudi Arabia is super intelligent. Why? Because he wants to modernize Saudi Arabia, and he's trying to distance himself as well as the rest of Saudi from traditional religious viewpoints that have kept the country in solidarity and pretty much kept them down from being able to make money in different ways and to socialize amongst the other countries in the world. And MBS said, we're going to tell women that they can take their hijabs, however you pronounce it. They can show their hair now, right? But they can also drive. The women in Saudi Arabia can also drive. Now, those are big steps for a country like that, right? But MBS got so much praise and support from the women, right? He did something like that. And he's also exuding power in a way to the other men in the country, letting them know that things have to change and I'm going to be the bearer of the change. And that's power. So when you other decide on how to make government in your lands and how to run your lands, include the women in those conversations because they're part of your lands. You know, we're too far away from societies that are just run by men. We are now in an era where women have to be, must be included into the conversation, and they must be allocated a portion of power, that their decision making may be stamped in those books, right? Now, I'm just saying that that's transformative. This is the way that we have to do to get towards our future to go to infinity and beyond. Remember, we're on our way to Star Trek. We're on our way to the Jetsons. We're almost there, literally. Literally almost there. Um, but I just want to let Palestine and all the Middle Eastern countries know, and I just want to let Israel know, we don't support, as American citizens, not governmental citizens, meaning that we're not in governmental power, just everyday average American citizens. We don't support it. We're not in support of destroying Palestine. We're not in support of um, destroying any Middle Eastern land or Israel or anything, right? We're not in support of that. We would love for y'all to have peace in that land. And historically and biblically, it was designed to be this way, unfortunately. But the gloves are off. And these countries are about to really go at it. We are about to get into World War III shortly, very, very shortly. Um, and this is going to change and this is going to change and shape the way uh, our future is going to be. Don't be surprised if you see another COVID, but three times as worse come back around. Don't be surprised if you see um, restlessness in nations and more war and more terrorism. Okay, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you see more prisoners in jails become free. Don't be surprised when you see things that are shocking because everything is changing, and when the guard changes, things have to change. Things have to break down. Our prison industry in America is ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense. And why do I say that? Because here it is. We send somebody to court, just pretty much treat them like a child and tell them to go to their room. Go to your room. That's what we do. And you pretty much stay in your room for years and years and years, depending on what you've done. That's dumb. You're not reforming anything, and if anything, you're making it worse. Because when you lock somebody down and you're not therapying, giving them therapy, right? And you're not giving them anything to do but to think criminally and to work out, right? Um, how can they be productive citizens? Yes, the prison industrial complex has a school system in it. Yes, there's trades that you can learn. Yes, yes, yes. But essentially, what we do is put you in your room and say you're on indefinite timeout. It's not working and it has never worked. It has never worked. And things are about to dramatically change. They're about to dramatically change. And policy, if you study policy, you'll know that Project 2025 and you'll know the depopulation plans that have been put in place between now and 2030. So you're going to see massive change across the world, but specifically um, in the power places in the United States, places like China, you're going to see dramatic change. Okay, don't be surprised, don't be shocked, be prepared. I like to think that the Lord has been training me and prepping me for the future of what's to come. Because why would you hold me down so badly? Why would you put me through so much in the last 4 years and show me so many different things in my dreams? Well, it's only the only thing I can think of is preparation. You know, preparation for the times that's coming. And I pray for these changes. Although they're going to be violent and warlike, I pray for these changes, man. I just wish that we didn't have to go to war. I wish that we didn't have to be violent. I wish that nobody would die, as the Most High said. I wish that everybody could be saved. But it comes to a place where perception and how you perceive things and the way that you think, it's going to play a role. because the Bible is really correct. We don't battle against flesh and blood. We're battling against the mind and what your mind thinks versus what my mind thinks. And who's going to win that battle? Because when you can't solve the battle of the mind verbally, then it goes to the physical. And then bodies have to start dropping. Just because your mind and my mind can't find a resolution on how we think or what we think should happen. And that's what you're seeing going on across the globe. This is a battle over mindset and what you think versus what I think. And the battle goes physical when it can't be solved verbally. Um, Things are about to escalate, family. And you see, it's crazy how they talk about peace, peace, this in Ukraine and Russia, peace in Israel and Palestine, peace between China, Thailand, Japan, peace here, there. But really, all of a sudden destruction comes. And so we're living in those times, family, that the Bible has, the Quran, the Torah have well, not necessarily the Torah, but the Quran and the Bible have taught us that these times are coming. The great battle is coming. The great separation is coming. Um, the harvest, okay, between the wheat and the tares is coming. Um, and people are waiting for Jesus. You know, I hope Jesus shows up, but I'm not waiting for him. I'm going to take what he taught me. I'm going to take the tools that I have, and I'm going forward. And if Jesus comes back, I should be prepared because I have my lamp and I have my oil. That's right. I got my lamp and I got my oil. I say that even though I struggle with my faith. Keep that in mind. But I'm not waiting for him. You know, when he comes, he comes. He says you just need to be ready. He don't even know when he's supposed to come back. And you got so many people out here like the rapture and Jesus is this and that. You don't know Jesus. When he comes, he's coming. You don't know the time. The angels don't know the time. Jesus himself, Yeshua himself doesn't know the time. Joshua himself doesn't know the time. Only the Father knows the time that he's coming, that he's going to be sent. And so we're supposed to be living our lives based upon how Jesus taught us and the statutes and principles of the Most High. Supposed to be. We're not perfect. We're going to fall, right? But the righteous get back up. You're just supposed to be ready with your oil in one hand and your lamp in the other. You know, that's what you're supposed to be doing, not sitting here doing nothing. You know, a lot of these Christians, they make me upset, not angry, but upset because y'all are just sitting here waiting for Jesus to come back as if you don't have power. Your power is in your voice and in your feet. Get your feet out here and start moving around. Your power is in your mindset and through your tongue, the sword, right? Your helmet, your shield, right? What does the Bible say? And so I get tired of people who just want to wait on Jesus coming back when he said, "You shall do greater things." Cowardice in Christian communities waiting on Jesus to come back. When he told you, you need to just have your lamp and your oil ready, right? But he didn't say wait on him because he don't even know when he's coming back. So you gonna sit here and wait, and he never comes back in your era, and then what? When you get there, he gonna be like, "Depart from me, I never knew you." He's gonna be like, "Depart from me, I never knew you." But that's why I try to keep my relationship with the Most High God and Yahshua. I speak to them every day, and I'm clear and present about how I feel in my heart because they can see your heart posture. They can see how you think. There was a woman who gave a testimony. She went to heaven. She was crying when she got to heaven. She was crying, and you know this the verse where the Bible says that Jesus will stop your tears and dry up all your tears and stuff. And she was crying, and she was like, "Lord, save my family, save this person, save that person." And he was like, "No, because you don't know what their heart posture was. You don't know what their mind and the wicked imaginations, as the Lord Yeshua says, was thinking." And that's why I didn't save them. Because Jesus said this: if you think it in your mind, you've already done it. If it's already formulated in your heart, you've already done it. You've already committed those sins. So I know I'm not waiting for Jesus to come back. He gonna come back when he get ready to. My job is to keep working just like all the disciples did after Jesus left. They kept working. They kept working. All the disciples, they kept working. They kept working. They kept at it through all the adversities that the disciples went through. They kept working. They kept at it. They didn't know when Jesus was coming back, but Jesus was there for encouragement. He said, "I see you. I see you." You know what I mean? You know how you get the acknowledgement? He's like, "I see you down there. I see what you're doing. I know you, bro. I know you, sis." That's what the Lord Yahshua said. He's like, "I know you. Keep going." You know what I mean? But don't forget, the Bible tells us that some of us are going to have to die in his name. Some of our heads are going to be beheaded off in his name, which is scary when you really get to thinking about it. Could you imagine? Can you imagine a time where you're stuck in a place where you're in line, all to make a decision whether you're going to worship this God or that God, whether you're going to worship the Most High God or this AI fictional matrix God? Mm. And you know, if you choose the Most High, you have to lose your head. Heads are going to roll. And so I want y'all to be mindful that stop waiting for Jesus. When he comes, you need to be ready for Jesus. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference versus waiting and being ready. Because there were 10 versions and five of them waited, but they wasn't ready. Are you hearing what I'm saying out there? There were 10 versions. Five of them were ready and also waiting, but they kept doing their thing. The other five were waiting, but they wasn't ready. You see what I'm saying? They had their lamps, but they didn't have their oil. So they was waiting, but they wasn't ready. And so as things traverse, as we keep seeing the traversing of the meticulation of the times changing and the new guard coming in and the new governmental powers coming into power, as we see these changes, family, it's time for us to get to work. It's time for us, for people not only like me, but like you out there. It's time for you to stand up and speak out, but for righteousness. You understand what I'm saying? No person or no citizen in any country should be slaughtered, consistently bombed, right? Just because of a difference of an ideal or over land. Even though these things have been happening for ages, we're in a new place in the world now where we don't have to sacrifice people. And I keep telling everybody, we need people. Don't have abortions. We need those children for the future. Don't kill people because we need them. You're not supposed to be killing your brother anyways. It's against the commandment in Islam and in Christianity, Judaism. It's against it's against the most high statutes and principles to be killing anybody anyways. Now in the Quran it talks about different things. I haven't finished reading the Quran. I'm waiting for my teacher to get here because when she gets here, uh, she's my prophet, my oracle. When she gets here, I'm gonna let her teach me the Quran because she pretty much has taught me everything I know up to this day, and I study under her tutelage. She teaches me. We always have sessions. We read through the word. She teaches the word live in effect. A woman, black woman at that. Take that. Pow. Just kidding. But yeah, we got to get prepared, family, and we must stay ready for what's to come because we're about to see some things that are truly, truly, truly devastating. See, we really haven't gotten to that point just yet, but we're on the way there, right? Anytime people just start throwing Molotov cocktails, but see, that's the thing. It's going to get to a point where the police, the EMS, the ambulances, and all that, the fire trucks, they're not going to be able to help you as an individual citizen. It's going to get to that point. And when those people have to choose whether they're going to protect average citizens or they're going to go home and protect their wives and their kids, you best believe these people who operate in our emergency services realm, they're going to go protect their own families. And so you're going to be on your own. And like I said before, there will be no forgiveness. Although some of us operate in forgiveness, as I'm still working on that, constantly, constantly. Every day, I'm trying to train my mind into forgiving. It's hard. I really don't believe in forgiveness, but I believe in Jesus and I believe in God. So there you go. But there won't be forgiveness when the time comes, when this war comes to America. The people are going to be doing wicked things, pillaging, raping, destroying, murders, violence. You're going to see things that you only thought that you would see in movies. There won't be forgiveness because people don't have forgiveness in their heart. They don't. A lot of people don't look to forgive. A lot of people don't believe in God. A lot of people don't believe in. Okay, it just is what it is. Again, this is the battle over what you believe versus what I believe. And because we can't come to common ground, it's going into the physical now. All right. But Palestine and Israel, we don't support your battle on our lands. Now, I don't support you demolishing and destroying Palestinians, just as well as we don't support the death of Jewish people. But don't bring your mess on our lands, right? Now, I do support that my country, through politicians who I've never elected or supported, um, Nielsen, that's possibly true. But what I would say is, yeah, free Palestine. I've already said that. If you listen to what I'm saying, you'll see that ain't no screws loose. And I challenge you, Mr. Nielsen, Mr. Eric Nielsen. I agree. I just said free Palestine. It's like sometimes you people who keep saying free Palestine, it's like y'all are not listening to what the hell, not even what I'm saying, but what people are saying. We support you. We don't want your country to be demolished. We want you to be free. And I do want Israel to stay in its lane, right? Like I said, governmental powers that most American citizens don't support and corporative powers are responsible for this. And the only way for it to stop is that we have to pull the resources under their control. If we kill their funding and their revenue, they won't be able to continue to drop bombs or create bombs or missiles or whatever that keeps your lands oppressed. Okay. Anyways, I gotta get ready to go do a half a marathon. I'm not doing half. Do a half a marathon today. It's time to go running. Anyways, lifestyle here, child of God. Peace. Thanks to everybody who liked and subscribed. Peace.